Kelowna, which is a town in the Okanagan region of British Columbia. It's a 3-hour drive from Kamloops. Got some stuff lined up there. Should be a good shoot. There was a huge forest fire here 3 years ago that destroyed the majority of all trails that were there, which the mountain bike community here in Kelowna had been building for 4 years or 5 years even.
My name is Ryan McKenna. I'm a full-time trail builder here in Kelowna.
This is my winter-spring project.
It took me about 4 months to do. The goal is actually to push riders pretty much to step it up into the new school and attract some film to here as well for movies.
Rolling.
Cable cam shots helped bring unprecedented visuals to life, so it was only natural that filmmakers such as Free Ride would continue to explore the progression.
The Ninja Cam is a fully remote controlled cable cam. You can, it'll go backwards and forwards, runs at about 35 miles an hour top speed. The Ninja Cam works really well for the long, we can go 500 feet with this thing, an inch off the ground if we had to. You got it, Mario. Cable cam shots are gems, Every cable cam shot we do will get used, will get put in a movie. So why not spend 2 hours getting a really good shot than spend 2 hours on the side of a trail, getting bits and pieces and stuff where this is a solid 10-second shot. Well, we just wrapped principal photography for Free Ride Entertainment's Unchained. It's been a long 8 months, a lot of hard work, but it was worth it. A lot of good times, a lot of friends, a lot of meeting new people, and lots of adventures.
The sport of mountain biking happens on all types of terra firma, from treehouse villages in BC to dust bowls in Nevada. Mountain biking is a sport that knows few bounds, except the abilities of the rider. The tricks that these pros make look so easy are often coupled with hours of mistakes, adjustments, pain, and blood. But when the trick is perfected, it's nothing short of a work of art, and all the trials and tribulations seem to vanish. Nomads followed a few professionals as they worked the earth and their bodies in search of a perfected single trick. Cam McCall, a mountain biker from Aptos, California, has come to the desert outskirts of Las Vegas. He hopes to get lucky at building himself a perfect launch point for a gap jump.
Every trick has its stunts, every stunt has its guinea pig, and being the guinea pig is the hardest part. The guinea pig is the guy who builds the jump and has to hit it first. Pretty much if you build the jump, you hit it first because it's your deal. You got into the mess. You got to get yourself out. So not perfect. So this close, there's that possibility that it's definitely good to go. And it was love at first sight, and then for a second I was like, I don't think it's gonna work, so I pretty much pulled the plug on it. Then I got to about 1/32 of the way to the van, and I realized, God man, it's so nice, I can't leave it. I gotta go give it another shot. Let's see if we can make this work. So I worked on it for another half an hour or so now. It's the powder. That's the one thing that makes it gnarly. Once you hit the powder, your speed just goes, whoa. So this close, there's that possibility that it's definitely good to go. It's two things. It's the stupid wind and the stupid soft sand. Every single time, feeling both. It's frustrating, really.
Coming.
Yeah! Woohoo! It worked! Yeah!
Man.
Huh? Let's do it again.
Cam.
Yeah, dude. Patience is a virtue, man. Nice work.
Something that happens when you're eyeing up a new line or eyeing up a new trick is, at first when you think about it, it definitely does seem like a far goal, like something that's going to take you a long time to get yourself to try and to get yourself to pull. But once you sit there and look at it for a while and really think about it, go over it in your head and just visualize everything you got to do, there's this one moment when it switches in your head and it goes from like an idea, like a dream, like something you want to do, to something that you've already pretty much done in your head and you know it's going to work perfect. And when you get that feeling, when you know it's going to be perfect and you can already see yourself landing it, then you're not nervous anymore and you're just ready to go. And usually when you have that feeling, it works out perfect.
The more you're involved with an obstacle, the easier it is for you. If you build it, it's going to be 10 times easier for you to ride it.
While Cam proved it was possible to learn to fly, a few other nomads tried to test the theory of an unstoppable force against an immovable object.
We just built the wall ride. It took us about a day and a half to get this dialed. Pretty dusty, but it looks like it's going to be a good day.
It's very experimental at this point. What I want to do and what I'm doing are two totally different things. I like it. I like it. Paul's going for a wall ride to downside whip, and what the downside whip means is he's kicking it the opposite way as his wall ride. It's less of a rotation for the bike, but it's harder to get there.
I'll get that shit. You got it, dude. Your bike came around. Well, I was just trying to do my first attempt with the wall ride tail whip. As you can see, I crashed, but we'll stick it. I got faith in myself. The landing's very soft, and thank God, because right now I'll be pretty hurt, I think.
Oh, sh**. Where am I? I mean, that's my teeth or anything. What I wanted to get, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to get it, was the wall ride to 450 out, which is, it's over a 360. So what you're doing is you're riding to the right and turning to the right. It's really hard to get that snap, get away from the wall, spin it all the way around, stomp your landing through the powder.
What's up, Slipped off, almost had it, but give it another run. The most difficult thing about doing a tail whip is for sure catching your pedals, because your pedals are flying all over the place. Oh my God!
Well, let's say you don't land your trick and you're just sitting in the dust pile waiting for the dust to clear. Just close your eyes and you'll rewind for a second, play back, what went wrong. You usually know instantly, but probably by the second you hit the ground, you're like, what an idiot, okay. Cool it out, get mellow again. Hike right back up as fast as you can, and then charge it back up and you usually fire it out. Everything takes a few tries. If you do it first try, it's usually not that good.
Sick.
There, huh? Oh yeah. He was there on the last one for sure. That was ridiculous. When I finally did, it was just great to get that one done and over with. It was super fun. I wish I could have done it 10 more times. But I kind of called it after that, just in time to watch Paul Bass come up and kick around his downside tail whip.
Yeah! Dude, that's sick. Hit this.
Out of control.
Cool. Tricks to beat off all that.
This kid Alex from Kamloops, he comes out here with his buddies, and they're all just cheering us on the whole time, asking a million questions, and he's like, "Man, the backflip looks so awesome. I tried it once. I'd love to do it sometime." I'm like, "You know what? I'll be back here tomorrow. Why don't you finish with that lip, and we'll flip it tomorrow. I'll show you how." So he comes back, and we get everything tuned in, and he's psyched for it, but you know he's scared. He comes pedaling it the first time, throws it away off to the side, and I'm like, "Man, if you pull harder and stick with it, you'll get it." And he comes pedaling down the hill twice as hard every time. And he's wadding, flipping over, rocks and dirt flying everywhere. And you know he's just so amped because he sees that end, but he's not there yet.
Pedal as fast as you can! Pedal! Yeah!
They pumped me up and got me ready to go and kept pushing me, so it was good and finally got it.
Awesome, bro!
Thanks, man. Thanks, dude.
You did a good job. Woo! So now build another one, because this one's probably falling apart.
He's got it.
Cole's got it.
Yeah.
It's cool to watch the first little part of progression. Like, it's just lighting like a little bit of a fire, and now it's just gonna go off in a blaze. So he's pumped.
One of the most tangible elements in the sport of mountain biking is competition, and there is no better example than Crankworx. This event has grown into one of the premier mountain bike festivals in the world. It brings together the world's top pros to showcase their talents and to compete for thousands of dollars in prize money. These riders are constantly pushing the limits of what can be done on a bike. The several days of celebration and competition take over North America's largest ski resort, Whistler Blackcomb, British Columbia.
It's like the mountain biking event in the world for me right now. You know, it's a festival, a race, an event, free ride, everything combined.
Everyone talks about it. Anywhere you go, you know, people have heard of Whistler, and everyone wants to come here.
You don't have to be a pro-level rider to ride this place at all. Basically, there's, you know, all these paved trails out by the lake, and tons of cross-country, beautiful scenery, and if you take the lift up, there's everything to ride. Even the jump trails are like roller coasters to some of the beginner riders, you know?
The trails here at Whistler Mountain Bike Park have a lot of pro influence to them, you know? It's not just it's a couple kids with some shovels just like kind of weaving through the forest. People from the pros from all around the world come here to ride and train. So they say, you know, I think we should do this, I think we should go here. And you know, Whistler's a really cool place and it's unique because they actually listen to the pros, you know, they listen to us.
Yeah, Whistler's a pretty unique place because you have like the two mountains going up in each direction, like a little valley, so that's really condensed. You know, it's one of the only resort towns we ever travel to where you can actually just be in one spot the whole time and just ride your bike up the hill and everything's right there. It's pretty cool, and these guys have done a lot to develop the bike park and the sport. They put a lot into the trails, you know, like they do a lot. It's pretty amazing.
The elements of competition are diverse at Crankworx, providing different venues for different riders. The air downhill takes place on Whistler's famous run, A-Line. Lower down the mountain, 4 riders are put together head-to-head on the Biker X. Descending from 1,400 vertical feet is the Garbanzo Downhill, a 15-minute endurance race like no other. The Jump Jam is the competition equivalent of an afternoon with some buddies as riders compete to show off their biggest tricks. The biggest event of the week is the Pro Invitational Slopestyle, where the top freestylers express themselves on one of the most unique courses ever constructed. These competitive elements, combined with outrageous social activities, make this the ultimate action sports festival.
The event starts out with the A-Line air downhill, and there's no other race like that in the world because there's no other trail like that in the world.
Dropping 1,200 vertical feet, A-Line is the destination for mountain bikers at Whistler.
There's a pretty famous run here. I think probably the flagship run of Whistler is called A-Line. It's been developing over the last couple of years, and basically, like, you're either in the air or you're in a corner, and that's all it is. It's just a jump and then a berm and then a couple jumps and another berm the whole way down.
A-line's pretty special, you know. It's kind of an independent trail to Whistler. No one else has kind of been able to touch it. It's just jumps and berms for about 4.5 minutes, which is amazing.
The racers come from all over the world because it's so unique and it's so cool, and you can style it up all the way down. It's not the typical rock faces and roots and things like that. So it's kind of a fun, novel event that is just extremely unique.